because we three are part-time artists.
Called Dibs Hemant.
Didn't say it.
Not in a diary form. I do it not my dear diary. आज मेरा ऐसा गांड मारा. 9/11 happened. I was 4.
Right.
And they used to do it on repeat on the television how it happened. तो ऐसा imprint हो गया था दिमाग में कि मैं like I would sit and make pages and pages of illustrations like this is a building, there comes a plane, and you know.
Some way down the line, Americans are gonna come storming into his house and to see the blueprint.
One way to get hit by art.
You as a teenager you want limelight, so you make stories up, make shit up, and so that is when some things changed. That was when I started testing the sensibilities of writing. Now I do commercial writing from time to time. I supervise scripts and everything.
Blues is given to the world by black people, right? Wherever there is a lot of suffering, a lot of good shit come out of it. Good thinkers come out of it.
Yeah.
This is like a small kid writing, I am God if I'm not me.
I would rather slap him.
Come baby, Hemant.
Problematic होते तो better.
This is Hupshup Radio.
Hello everybody, welcome to another podcast of Hupshup Radio. I'm Vinayak. Hello everybody, and this is
Hemant.
Hemant. Say hi. पहले ही बोल दिया यार. You tricked me to it. Yeah. And today we are chilling with our friend. He's called Pushp. And, AKA we call him Pogo.
Yes. Hi guys. Super chilled and thrilled to be here.
Of course, you would be.
Yeah, you need to be chill to be
that
here.
That goes without saying. I think.
Yeah.
No, thrilled. Because we three are part-time artists.
Yes.
है ना, part-time ही हो गया अब तो.
Yes.
He is a full-time artist. But corporate job है तो artist job भी वो fucked up हो जाती है ना.
Yes.
So today
is like a capitalized version of being an artist.
हाँ. Just for the namesake.
Yes. Possibly.
So today we are talking about how art has changed our life. And or our perspective or whatever you may call it. So let's start with whoever want to go first.
Called Dibs Hemant.
Didn't say it. Dibs don't work in the real world, bro. Wake up.
Cool guys, I'll go first on this one. So, how art changed my life or changed things in general about life, right? So my form of art is writing, to be very precise. Like in its true sense, it's writing, and then I venture out to other stuff. Maybe it's on scripting, video, screen, anything that happens apart from that. So how writing changed it is started reflecting more. Basically, writing to me initially was talking to myself. Not in a diary form. I do it not my dear diary. आज मेरा ऐसा गांड मारा. नहीं, वो नहीं करता था. तो but yeah, it was very fictionalized, है ना? But a way of talking to myself only. बचपन में समझ नहीं आता था, बड़े होके when I look back at it, तो समझ में आता है. मतलब people around me identified it in me way before I did. ठीक है? For me it was a very long journey of understanding myself, calling out my own bullshit. And then I knew, okay, this is something maybe, you know, everybody gets a head start in life. This is where I got mine.
Right. So how did it start? मतलब कोई poem लिखी पहली कुछ?
Yeah. मतलब starting तो बचपन से initially how the stories in my house go. I used to like make random stories up since I was able to like clearly speak and articulate. Like that's 3.5 years of age when you can put sentences together. So that has how it has been. Then growing up, I started putting things on paper. I used to make a lot of drawings, like things that would. This is a little dark, but 2001, right? 9/11 happened. I was 4.
Right.
And they used to do it on repeat on the television how it happened.
Okay.
तो ऐसा imprint हो गया था दिमाग में कि मैं like I would sit and make pages and pages of illustrations, like this is a building, there comes a plane, and you know.
Damn.
Yeah, it was dark that way, but yeah, depiction basically. What was there in my head?
Some way down the line, Americans are gonna come storming into this house and dude, see the blueprints for the
One way to get hit by art.
So yeah, it changed things, like not at once, but sort of in a metamorphosis way. Every point in my life, like it changed. Like when I first, like my full short story, it was in 5th standard. Things changed. Like my parents recognized, okay, this guy really has something going on with his head, and not right. So that was first. Then grew up. You know, you go in high school. You as a teenager, you want limelight, so you make stories up, make shit up, and so that is when some things changed. Then science, engineering, everything happened. Own personal, not trauma, but challenges. Basically, trauma is a big word for that.
Right.
But yeah, challenges that made me write a lot, reflect a lot. First legit heartbreak, you go full berserk.
Right.
So udhar bhi, I stopped caring what other people think about my writing. That was the point.
Right.
That was when I started testing the sensibilities of writing. And aesthetics chhod ke, okay, let's see how weird I can go with it. And it was that phase when I went.
And that it still makes sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it still makes sense. You go weird, but still makes sense because your thoughts are aligned around it. So it keeps changing. Now I do commercial writing from time to time. I supervise scripts and everything. So that has changed me. Like, you know, after 25, you'll just mellow down a little.
Right.
You don't want to challenge the boundaries that much. I still want to do, but you just get a gist. Okay, things, how they work in real life is like this.
There's a loop, no?
Yeah, yeah.
You get stuck.
But yeah, writing gave me a lot of confidence. I never feel underconfident in any room. है ना, जब भी कहीं बात ऐसे anything where I have to pitch myself, I feel like I have a lot of things to, you know, talk about. Elevator pitch, you remember? We were talking about it. So yeah, being able to tell things and talk about my writing, like that's my elevator pitch and a lot of things. Nuances to it. Maybe not the best place to discuss as of in this setting, but yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, maybe we'll discuss our
we'll
stuff.
bring you to different settings.
Setting will be same. You will be different.
वही होता है ना यार, बातें निकलवाने के लिए अलग
कुछ करना पड़ेगा, इंतजाम करना पड़ेगा, इसमें कुछ और होना चाहिए.
अभी तो पानी है ना.
हाँ, of course. Anyhow, how did you land up on art, Hemant?
यार, for me, I have always believed art comes from suffering. Your the way he also said, it was a trauma in his head where it started and all. मेरे लिए मतलब I'm not gonna get into what trauma it was, obviously, but apparently that liberates you.
Yeah.
You think yourself, I mean, it's a perfect distraction, I would say. There are a lot of things you can distract yourself with. So for me, that was it. And at that very moment, my mom gifted me a guitar on my birthday. And I was like, that's how I got introduced to music, because before that, I used to hate music. There were songs playing, this, that. I'm like, dude, why the hell is that? And let me work, let me do my shit. And this is me being in like 2nd, 3rd grade. So I'm playing music since I was in 4th grade. I'm learning music since then. So too young to decide that for myself. So how it started was, I heard this story about the Black Revolution, the Kennedy wala movement, where we know that blues is given to the world by black people, right? And blues, as in the music form, is like very precise, accurate, and very artistic.
Okay.
So that was like, you know, wherever there is a lot of suffering, a lot of good shit come out of it. Good thinkers come out of it. Very well-read intellectuals come out of it.
Tough times.
And you know, it's not just about art. You know, your corporate thing that you do, that could be your art. Aapki art kuch bhi ho sakta hai.
Kuch bhi, exactly.
So for me, how I define art, whatever I do is like making random music. I mean, I love to write music. Write music as in not words. It's like expanding on scales. And I started exploring Indian music. there was this particular rag that I heard. It was called Rag Bhairav. So very intense. You hear it, it will give you goosebumps. So tough to learn that.
Okay.
So that was how I got into it. Majorly Indian classical and then Western, all of that shit. But then I started writing, and that changed the world for me. Because music is altogether a feel for me, but then liberation मेरे को मिला writing से. I used to expand on ideas. मतलब I never can write about a particular thing if you ask me to write about. Cannot do that. But if I have an idea, I'll expand on it. And ये मैं बचपन से कर रहा हूँ. मतलब the earliest diary or a journal that I have has written a weird fucking line on top of it. And looking back at it, I don't even know what state of mind I was in.
Yeah.
This is like a small kid writing, I am God if I'm not me. Distance myself because I am the manifestation of the universe.
Yeah.
Right.
I am the universe. If I take my subjective experiences out of it. Just a small idea, expand on it, and this is the kind of stuff I love to write. It's all philosophical, deep stuff.
Right.
So I cannot look back and I'm like, dude, that's not me who wrote that. But apparently that's it. So I love journaling because I feel हम लोग with time ना बहुत बदल जाते हैं. The opinions I had growing up, I don't have those. And I don't recognize myself growing up only. If there is a time travel thing and I meet my younger self, that would be a stranger to me. So
Slap him. I would rather slap him.
So उस perspective से
Him,
ना
your younger self. I thought he's younger.
No. Why would I slap
Come,
him?
baby, Hemant, come.
fucking pedo. So anyways, so that is what it is for me. मतलब it's a ever कभी learning stop नहीं होगा. आपके opinions बदलते जाएंगे. So that's the major reason we changed our format as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like we don't want to share our opinions. Like we want to just say this is right now we are like this.
Yeah.
We're subject to change.
Of course. ऊपर से वही है ना कि हमेशा permanent state तो है नहीं.
So now that you think, quick question, now that you think that you, now that you recognize that you will keep changing, you will keep evolving, does that make you attach yourself to your opinions a little less? Or
It does.
It does?
It does a lot.
Right? Because like 5 years down the line, you're going to be a different person. 15 years
यार
down
वही
the
है ना,
line.
the more you know, the less you know.
Yeah.
It comes like that, है ना?
And we don't know what we don't know.
हाँ. जैसे जब से थोड़ी सी अकल आई है.
Yeah.
मतलब
आगे
कॉलेज डेज में अकलदार तो आ गई है मेरी. तो कॉलेज डेज में हम लोग बहुत एडमेंट होते हैं अपने ओपिनियंस को लेके. दिस इज व्हाट आई हैव रेड, दिस इज ट्रू.
I'm gonna fucking change the world. I have a solution. Why are they not implementing it? Because
Like-
simply cannot.
हाँ. और जब जैसे ही तुम ग्रेजुएट होते हो ना एंड यू गेट अ लर्निंग टुवर्ड्स द वर्ल्ड एंड एवरीथिंग, यू अटैच अ आई डोंट नो दो आफ्टर एवरीथिंग.
Yeah.
है ना? यू पुट योर ओपिनियन, आई डोंट नो दो.
Not sure.
हाँ, not
That's
sure.
like his introduction, bro. I'm a sayer.
हाँ,
Sayer of
sayer of things.
I just say it.
I just say it. I don't know though. हाँ. So because you don't want to attach yourself कि यही मेरा है ना?
यार ये चीज़ ना मेरे को इतना फ्लैशबैक आया. अभी ना मैं एक ट्रेनिंग दे रहा था लाइक इन माय वर्क प्लेस, एंड बिफोर आई स्टार्टेड आई वाज कमेंटिंग ऑन अ लाइक regulatory change, and I was like, with very little that I know about it, I'm gonna speak towards it. So when ऐसे शुरू किया, I was like, no accountability, nothing, because I was the one who's handling the project for past 3 months, and yet I'm saying this. So it's a disclaimer, believe मत करना.
Right. और आर्ट में भी मेरे ख्याल से यही है, क्योंकि एक तो यू फर्स्ट स्टार्ट आउट वेरी यंग मोस्टली, है ना? अगर लेट भी शुरू किया तो यू स्टार्ट आउट हैविंग नो नॉलेज अबाउट इट, राइट? तो जैसे ट्रॉमा की भी हम बात करते हैं, तो ट्रॉमा से हम लोग क्या करते हैं, अपने आप को फॉरगिव कर देते हैं कि डू वियर्ड शिट, यू हैव ट्रॉमा, राइट? यू गेट टू फॉरगिव योरसेल्फ.
It becomes an excuse.
हाँ,
So at some
you
point.
don't get to shame yourself, I guess, है ना? जैसे आई राइट अगर लवी डवी थिंग्स, I have trauma. That's why I'm writing, है ना?
That's why I'm a romantic.
हाँ, even if
I have issues.
हाँ, even if my 100% will is to write it, but yet I want to forgive myself कि भाई.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है प्री टीन में ना, मतलब चाहे कुछ हो ना हो, everyone has been that romantic, and
I'll tell you, that's the like why I feel sometimes
even
like
right
something's
now,
like
it's like a guilty pleasure for me.
Me too, bro.
writing romantically was not a thing for me in my teens or like early teens.
Okay.
And that's why I feel like something was inherently wrong. है ना कि मतलब that was the time everybody was like ऐसा नहीं था कि I was not chasing girls or you know not into girls at that time ऐसा कि late boomer वाला scene नहीं था but it just didn't come out in my poetry. वो बहुत ही narcissistic way से I used to write. ठीक है. And as you said कि trauma
aham brahmasmi
stuff like that. It's me, my ambitions, my vanity, everything about me. That still is there. And a lot of things I do is still like I think the awareness liberates me more than my art at times.
right
है ना? And that liberation then leads me to doing what people can consider art.
Right. Of course.
है ना? तो it flows like this for me. Trauma. I don't like using the word trauma that much, but yeah, challenges in life.
Right.
You know, corporate terminology was the finding solution. Recognizing challenges. So challenge basically is something that helps you enhance your form. Whatever vessel you are taking, music, writing, visuals, photography, color art, jo bhi matlab painting and all. I think challenges can help you enhance it. Otherwise, to express, it comes inherently. You always were who you were. ये ऐसा मेरे को लगता है कि तुम्हारी वायरिंग ऐसी ही थी जब तुम 6 महीने के भी थे. देन ऑल्सो यू वर दिस.
इसी के बारे में पंकज त्रिपाठी ने एक बहुत मस्त बात बोली थी. एग्जैक्टली दिस कि वो आर्टिस्ट जो तुम्हें आज पसंद आ रहा है ना, वो जब कॉलेज में था ना और चाय पीता था तपड़ी पे, तब भी वो वही था. उसकी पर्सनैलिटी भी वही थी, उसका थिंकिंग भी वही था. इट्स जस्ट दैट ही इज रीचिंग टू यू नाउ. So I also believe that मतलब personality जो है ना आपकी बचपन से वही है. That cannot change, but that has a nuance to it. Think about it. Could be. Yeah, your subjective experiences shape your personality.
हाँ, definitely, 100%.
How your body reacts to it, how your personality reacts to it is very unique for everyone.
I think subjective भी इसलिए क्योंकि जो जैसे crisp of it, crust of your personality is basically what you have aligned with forever. I think so. मतलब maybe I'm wrong or maybe I'm right. And then you add onto it. You do the क्या बोलते cakes है ना? You do the dressing कि ये मेरी now my values are like this. Now I think like this. अब जैसे when I feel कि अगर 17-year-old जो आइडिया प्रोड्यूस कर रहा था वो तेरे आइडिया से मैच होता है, मतलब डेफिनेटली वो मैच नहीं होगा, बट द क्या बोलते हैं इनहेरेंट द इंटेंशन ऑफ इट विल बी द वेरी मतलब विल बी समवॉट सिमिलर. कि आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट माई फैमिली एंड नाउ ऑल्सो आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट माई फैमिली, या फिर मेरा इंटेंशन वही आ रहा है. जैसे आई हैव there's a show called Succession. ठीक है. the creator of the show, उसकी inherent psychology मतलब the message he wants to convey is कि people don't change. ठीक है. He has produced 4 seasons of the show, and the guy, the main character, fucks up in the first season, and then for 3 seasons you root for him, and he has been bettering himself, he has been improving, he has been like go getter. पहले वो था एकदम क्या बोलते हैं बड़े बाप का बिगड़ी औलाद है वो. ठीक है. And then for 3 seasons he has been bettering himself. In 4th season he fucks up again.
Because that's who he is.
That's his original self. You can't take it away. And everything else, मतलब he talked in his interviews that everything else was a mask. He was not him. और
जैसे तूने मुझे ये बोला ना, मेरे को मोदी जी की फोटो आई है सामने.
भाई उससे ज्यादा मुझे I saw myself not in context to Modi ji but this guy actually कि there are phases at my workplace, you know, where I'm nailing everything.
Right.
ठीक है. Everything that goes through my emails, you know, through my table is pristine.
Top notch.
And then you know I do something and yes, I recognize with that, yeah, because I know actually I am a lazy person. I don't want to do things on time. I want to procrastinate it, है ना, or I want to do things on the last day. ठीक है. But the world doesn't function like that, ना. Especially in the field that I work, if you sleep on things, you just miss the train at times. तो होता है काफ़ी बार मेरे साथ भी होता है. And that's why I feel कि maybe you know at some point I'll have to move on from what I'm doing right now. क्योंकि I can't sustain this. You can't be doing something full time and be bad at it.
fucked up को बहुत literal sense में नहीं ले लिया. But what I'm talking about कि sometimes you also have to pinch yourself into getting to your original self. ऐसा नहीं लगता कभी कि मैं बहन जो कितना change हो रहा हूँ. Like I'm getting changed a lot because of my present scenarios. जैसे अगर मैं काम कर रहा हूँ तो I'm thinking in a certain way. Like
मेरे ना दिल से पता क्या निकल रहा है अभी.
हाँ.
Choice is an illusion. Change is the only constant. लोड़ा lesson mentioned.
हाँ.
Let's get normal.
वही but वही है ना कि मतलब क्या बोलते हैं. If I'm thinking in a certain sense, if I'm in a present scenario, तो मेरे को कभी कभार ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे को अपनी डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग पे जाना चाहिए भाई. आई एम लूजिंग माई सेल्फ.
But is it too bad to lose a part of you? Is it too bad?
No.
If it is in a pursuit of what you want.
नहीं, I don't think it's bad. It's the again
We are
process.
all working towards happiness in the end.
Yeah.
हाँ मतलब कह सकते हैं but
And if that self is taking you away from it, then lose
I
it.
mean, it also implies that how badly you want to hold on to that part of yourself.
Again, that is a thing. I mean, you know, the way you said, are you very attached with your opinions? This is what my opinion is, and am I attached to it? That projection of yourself, that image is what you are attached to. Because you as an idea, you as a personality, you can never attach to yourself to it.
हाँ
It
थोड़ा
is an image that
narcissistic
you-
तो है.
It is
Meta
an image,
हो गया.
It is an image that you are seeking.
Yeah.
So वो projection है, वो तुम हो ही नहीं.
बट नहीं है मतलब ठीक है. आई थिंक आई अंडरस्टैंड कि जब आर्ट ऐसे मैंने एम्ब्रेस किया ना कि ओके आई लाइक क्रिएटिंग थिंग्स, तब से मैं अनहिंज्ड हो गया. मेरे को मतलब लाइक व्हाट पीपल थिंक अबाउट मी इन जनरल ना, वो मेरे को इफेक्ट करना थोड़ा कम हो गया. मतलब देयर वाज अ फेज इन माय लाइफ जहाँ पे मेरे को ऐसा होता था कि मतलब आई से समथिंग एंड पीपल स्टार्ट विस्परिंग, तो मेरे को टेंशन रहता था. मे बी आई नॉट शो इट बट आई गो होम एंड आई
Is it
स्वेट.
about what I did? Is it, are they judging me or criticizing me? Something like that.
Yeah. There's this really interesting thing. This happened at a gender sensitization workshop happening at my workplace. I was just sitting, listening to this person. She was like the external member of our committee in the office and everything. She was saying something and I was sitting like this, and I zoned out. And she asked me a very straightforward question, and I exactly don't remember, but उसका आंसर yes या no देने में like it was a world of difference.
Oh damn.
ठीक है. And I just look at her when she asked me, guy in the checkered shirt, I guess yes. So she asked this, what was like something to do with status quo and submitting your grievances and complaint and that sort of thing. Do you think is this appropriate or inappropriate, that kind of thing?
And you have no context.
I have no context. I just took my 50-50 chance. I said, no, this is not inappropriate. And the whole room like
Was shocked.
like from interns to the like top brass, everyone started looking at me, and like, what
And even
has
that doesn't give you chills now.
Nah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what did I just do? I scratched my ear and she was like, no, the answer is this. I go, okay, theek hai. The session got over. Someone came up upstairs in the office. Someone came up, dude, what happened to you? You were zoned out. Exactly, I was zoned out. So doesn't matter what I answer.
Right.
Correct.
यार मेरे लिए ना ये जो realization था ना that what people say doesn't affect you, ये आया बहुत छोटी एज में. I was like in 8th grade. I had to perform. मैं गिटार लेके खड़ा हूँ and I'm right behind the curtain. And I was like, dude, my guitar cable is long enough. I'll play it from back. Let these people be on stage. I was fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Stage fright. My like teacher, who had been like really like a mentor to me, she got to know that this is what has happened. She was not at all related to that event. She left her class she was teaching. She came up. She was like, if you don't step on the stage, उसने चूता उतारा अपना यार मेरे सामने. बंदी ने डरा के चढ़ाया मुझे स्टेज पे. But then that changed my life. I was like, मैं यहाँ से भी करता, वहाँ से भी करता, किसी की लाइफ पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा. ना उनकी लाइफ पे, ना मेरी लाइफ पे. Because ये realization मेरे को स्टेज से उतरने के बाद आया. Because what I did there, people, I overheard them humming what I was playing.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, in the end, if they do it for good or for bad, doesn't affect my life, doesn't affect their life. This is like a harmless pursuit. whatever I'm doing. तो ना तो मेरे को फर्क पड़ता है कि मैं अच्छा करूँ, ना फर्क पड़ता है गंदा करूँ. If I was a doctor or like a lawmaker, I would care कि मेरा एक काम, मेरा एक decision कितना impact ला सकता है किसी के ऊपर. कोई impact नहीं आएगा. तो chill, that liberated me कि मेरे वजह से किसी को ना तो नुकसान होगा ना कोई फायदा होगा. तो that's why I was like कि ठीक है.
पर शेम तो है ही ना यार. शेम तो इज अ
शर्म तो आती होगी तेरे को.
सोशल कंटेक्स्ट तो है ही उसमें. हाँ और क्या.
Shit got real. शर्म तो आती होगी ना तुझे.
वही तो. बट ये है मतलब लाइक यू वर सेइंग ना कि व्हाट यू वर प्लेइंग पीपल वर हमिंग इट एंड यू वर सेइंग दैट समहाउ यू गॉट गुड एट इट एंड यू गॉट अ जॉब. So I guess the artists also need to have a certain egoistic nature to them.
Yes.
And that creates कि मैं तो सबसे better हूँ.
Yeah.
At least. ठीक है. You have to feed to yourself कि I am a cut above the rest. At least in what I am doing, right?
I think that corrupts it. I personally believe so.
हो सकता
Because
है.
मैं
But I adhere to this thinking. Yeah. It comes in phases or in silos, but it happens. You think that you're
Better than everybody.
there's something more refined to you.
मेरे को imposter syndrome होता है on the contrary.
हाँ.
When I am there, I'm like, dude, if I am playing a piece, I took there was this particular piece that I was practicing for like 8 months. And then those 8 months was not tough for me, were not tough. It was not a rigorous thing because कुछ भी सीखना, कोई भी चीज सीखना is like a tapasya. You give a lot of efforts to it. But that process is fun. You learn a lot, you have fun and all of that.
Right.
So in the end when you learn it, it's even more fun to do it. Right. So it's like everyone looks at you that you are doing it well, but then you know that, dude, it's the basic shit. मतलब then you feel like an imposter. तो मेरे को वैसी feeling आती है फिर. मतलब I don't feel like I'm good because whenever I go out, I see other musicians. I'm like, dude, damn, dude, इस बंदे ने क्या मस्त किया है. तो मेरे को वो वाली feeling नहीं आती.
नहीं मेरा तो आर्ट का साथ ऐसा रिलेशनशिप है क्योंकि शेम बहुत ज़्यादा अटैच्ड है. क्योंकि पहले मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा शेम किया गया बिकॉज इन माई टीनेज ईयर आई वॉज ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट रोमांटिक्स इज एवरीथिंग इन. और फ्रेंड जो बॉय गैंग होगा वो तो तुम्हारा इस चीज़ पे मजाक ही उड़ाएगा.
ओपन सेक्स
है ना. कि भाई व्हाट द फक आर यू राइटिंग. ठीक है. तू तो गुलजार बन जाएगा ये वो फलान नहीं ना.
Has that ever happened to you कि किसी ने बोला मेरी बंदी का बहुत आ रहा write something I wanna give it.
That happened after a while. ठीक है. I'll tell you more about it. Then
See, venture कर रहे हैं business में.
But all the friends were also saying कि you are good at it. ऐसी बात. ठीक है. तो अब वो शेम हटाने के लिए मैं उनका एक ओपिनियन को पूरा ब्लाइंड साइड कर रहा हूँ. What they are saying कि तू रोमांटिक लिख रहा है ये वो. I'm just focusing upon that कि they are saying I'm good at it. And I had to feed myself कि I am good at it. Let's pursue it fully. ठीक है.
Rather than ego, that is a belief, I would say.
मेरे ख्याल से मेरे को परस्यू करने के लिए कुछ चाहिए था कि why am I pursuing it, right? Other than pursuing it, why am I posting it? Why am I making it a public thing? है ना. वो शेम थोड़ी सी अटैच तो होती है. थोड़ा सा तो तुम्हें लगता है कि क्या लोग सोचेंगे क्या वो फलाने का ना. एंड आई हैड टू फीड माई सेल्फ लाइक ऑल माई लाइफ आई हैव बीन फीडिंग माई सेल्फ दैट आई एम द बेस्ट एंड दैट हैज़ बीन माई ड्राइव कि भाई
you make for such a good character. Like for a movie themed on a performer or someone like wakes up in the morning, gives himself the pep talk. You're the best. You're the best.
Truman वो देखिए Truman Show.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I've heard a lot about it.
It talks about that.
It's an amazing movie, man.
People have been fooling him that he is the best.
That's like in reverse.
Of course. But I think कि most of the artists I have seen, मतलब मैं जिनसे मिला भी हूँ जो छोटा मोटा भी काम करते हैं, they talk about themselves or their art. मतलब if the two are different things, they talk about it very highly to pursue it. मतलब if I talk to you about music,
if I don't respect it, then who else will? ऐसा.
हाँ ऐसा भी.
It has to be that way.
ऐसा भी कि if I talk to you about music, I think you're क्या बोलते हैं तो थोड़ा डम डाउन कर रहा है उसको. बट व्हेन आई टॉक टू यू अबाउट म्यूजिक, यू आर एक्चुअली वैल्यूइंग इट टू द हाईएस्ट. I have gained some amazing perspective about music from him. So I can't say that you do not value it and you do not have that thing that at least I know music. At least I know.
I am proud of the fact क्योंकि मेरे लिए ना stress release है ये. So I believe सबका होना चाहिए. ये जो डिस्कस कर रहे हो ना, मतलब इसके बारे में I wanted to ask something because इस पे मेरा opinion थोड़ा सा very वैसा है. Problematic नहीं है.
अच्छा फिर ठीक है.
काफी
all opinions are welcome.
हाँ.
This is a safe.
Problematic होते तो better.
The moment you said that ना मेरे को डॉलर साइन दिखा था.
मेरे आँखों में चमक रहा है.
Anyways, so डॉलर की वैल्यू गिर रही है, रुपी. Hope one day.
पेट्रोल भाई, पेट्रोल.
Indian economy for the
मैं
win.
सिर्फ पेट्रोल खरीदूंगा.
Stonks.
हाँ.
Yeah.
तो anyways, जैसे डिस्कस कर रहे हो ना about that ego or a thing, if we can call it a god complex, I have felt that actors have it sort of to an extent because they have to become like a superstar, do everything, and if you look at any movie production level से देखो या writing level से देखो, there is so much of work which goes around making one person look the best. In terms of writing, in terms of design and everything. So उनके अंदर एक आ जाता है थोड़ा सा God complex. Do you what is your opinion?
I think they
about
have
this?
to feed themselves also it.
Yeah.
कि I am actually the best because the world is moving behind me. And मेरे ख्याल से अगर तुम वो अपने आप को फीड नहीं करोगे, it is completely in my perspective, कि अगर तुम अपने आप को फीड नहीं करोगे, you can't be unhinged. You will always be thinking about what people are saying. Like I remember one thing, मनोज बाजपेयी का कोई इंटरव्यू है and he was saying कि in his earlier stage of his career, the female co-star would say no, I'm not going to work with him and everything. तो उसने बोला I had to feed myself कि bro, you are the best in the industry, you are the future superstar, and hence, और उसने बोला उसके जो भी एक्टिंग कोच होगा उसने उसे समझाया you can just be handsome because you think you're handsome, you can just be ugly because you think you're ugly. और उसने बोला you will see that in my acting. In one character I'm totally ugly, big, and the clothing will be same, my face will be same, and in one character
it's a body language also.
It's a body language, it's the confidence you
right.
तो आई थिंक उनको तो फिर फीड करना भी पड़ेगा थोड़ा बहुत कि भाई एक्टर
हो सकता है. Yes.
भाई that opened my eye to it.
और आई ऑल्सो रिमेम्बर वन इंटरव्यू उसका था एक ना सुशांत सिंह राजपूत का, जब वो उनकी डेथ हुई तो ही वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट द इंटरव्यू वॉज टॉकिंग अबाउट द कि मैंने बहुत डायरेक्टर से सुना है यू हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ एरोगेंस टू यू. तो उसने बोला इफ आई डू नॉट हैव द एरोगेंस आई विल सेल माई सेल्फ शॉर्ट. ठीक है, आई डोंट वांट टू डू इट, आई डोंट वांट टू डू वियर्ड stuff. And I want to have that arrogance that at a certain level, I'm going to do a certain kind of jobs, and that is it. So उसने बोला if you do not have arrogance, you can't survive in that business.
And I guess that's true for everything we have in life.
Yeah. See what you are doing, and it goes like in all parameters of life. वो arrogance I feel is necessary. It's not just in the creative business. Apart from that also, in your job or at a place where you're running a community or an organization. Not arrogance towards people, but arrogance towards what you can accomplish. है ना? And that in itself becomes a just an amped up version of confidence. Maybe slightly less than overconfidence, but like अनवेवरिंग बिलीव कि मैं कर दूंगा, है ना, और मैं करूंगा तो बढ़िया होगा.
और मेरे को तो लगता है आर्टिस्ट को इतना लात मारी गई है ना कि तू आर्टिस्ट है, उसको अपने अंदर ये प्रोड्यूस करना पड़ा कि भाई आई एम बेटर देन एवरीबॉडी एल्स.
अच्छा,
उसने भाई मार्केटिंग कैंपेन किया कि अपन 10 लोग हैं तो क्या बोलना है बाहर कि हम
This makes more sense.
हम मार्केटियर हैं, एडवर्टाइजर हैं, हम 4 बंदे इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं तो एडवर्टाइजिंग कंपनी है.
भाई amazing though. But that made me come to this thought. While in college, freelance projects करता था मैं. I was sort of like good in coding, so I learned web development all by reading. and getting into it. So I picked up a client. It was like the biggest payout I had ever seen at that point. It was a payout of 22K. I had to design like 3 pages for him.
Okay.
So I had no idea about how the hosting and the entire ecosystem works. It's like, yeah, I'll do it. I took that money, invested in a course. I learned how to do it. And then in the very putting in my own dime for his work, I delivered the project in time. Spent like day and night to learn it and then do it. So it's like fake it till you make it also.
That also happens.
That comes with arrogance, I guess. Okay, I have the confidence, I'll do it, I'll pull it off. If I'm not able to pull it off, then I will be a scam artist in a way.
Con artist.
Yeah. But then that has never happened.
और वो बिलीव भी तो है कि 30 दिन में मैं सीख लूंगा भाई, मैं कर भी लूंगा.
30 दिन की डेडलाइन कौन देता है 3 पेजेस के लिए?
तू 3 पेजेस के लिए सीख भी क्या रहा था?
तेरे कोर्स लेना पड़ा उसके लिए.
It was basically web development. So entire security infrastructure you need to learn about it.
Just joking.
Joking, bro. I'm a joking. But anyhow, I think art has changed us in many ways than one.
Need to come to that thing where you learn the technicalities of what you're doing, right? So one is getting the art, getting the motivation, and then it's changing your life. That's all one part of it. But once you learn the technicalities of how you can play with your audience. So one thing I remember, we were having a conversation like in a different setting where we were discussing the fourth wall, and you had a very different opinion about it. So let's get to that.